I started noticing a difference around 7th grade. That was about when I started hearing voices too.
We need to know that 1 in 5 people between the ages of 13 and 18 have a major mental illness, right? And yet it's about 8 to 10 years when the first symptoms start before they get any treatment. Because they don't want to talk to adults anyway, because they feel cruddy, and they certainly, because everything feels threatening, and they certainly don't want to talk about it if they have a mental illness, and that's just because they don't want to talk about anything.
I just kind of thought maybe if I ignore it for long enough and I don't talk about it and I ignore it, it'll just go away. But I think around the year and a half point, I was like, okay, this isn't gonna stop. I hadn't heard of anything like that. I had never experienced anything like that. It was people talking to me that weren't there. Usually bad things like, you should cut yourself, you should kill yourself, you should jump in front of that car.
If you have a chronic mental illness or a non-chronic mental illness, why ignore it? It makes no sense. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Fix it. You're not depression. You have depression. You also have, brown eyes and cute shoes on today.
I didn't tell anyone for almost 3 years. I was scared of people not believing me, and I was scared that I wouldn't be taken seriously, and I was scared of ending up in a hospital. I was scared of ending up in a hospital because I felt crazy, and I was scared that would solidify that I was crazy.
If you have mental illness, don't ignore it. People ignore it because they think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You just want to address it so you can get on with the business of being you. Kids sometimes don't want to tell their parents because they feel awkward or they're afraid their parents are going to do something like put me in a hospital. So what you should do as a teenager first is you need to tell your parents what's going on, because believe it or not, your parents are going to take care of you. How do you tell your parents you think you have something going on psychologically? You sit your parent down and you say, I want you to get me some help. I want you to take me to a therapist. Why? Because I feel like I want to hurt myself.
I finally told my therapist when I basically almost stepped in front of a bus. I take UTA transportation almost everywhere, and I just everything was going, kill yourself, step in front of the bus, and I was like, I want to, and then I was like, I'm done. I have to get help. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to get help, and that I was going to end up killing myself because I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I would tell other teens who are having a hard time with mental illness, regardless of severity, if you haven't gotten help, just tell someone. It sounds hard and you might not be believed at first, but it's so worth it to be able to get help and feel okay again, that I would, even though I wasn't believed at first, I would do it again in a heartbeat. Chances are your kid is having a really, really hard time and really needs help right now and support, and you're one of the only people who can do that for your kid.